Hello friend, now let's start the discuss of today's newspaper. First important news is Modi Z bilateral today, fast in 5 years after China confirm LAC agreement. So this news about ongoing BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia. In 2024, the BRICS summit is hosted by Russia. This is the 16th BRICS summit where Prime Minister Modi, Chinese President Xi Jinping, both have attended. Now, there is a possibility that on the sideline of BRICS summit, India and China will have a bilateral meeting, and if this meeting happen, then it will be the first in 5 years. Now, after China, how is there a possibility of this meeting? Because China confirms LAC agreement. What is LAC agreement? Line of actual control agreement. Yesterday we have seen that both India and China agreed the line of actual control agreement. Means both country now disengaged their troops, removed their troops from the disputed area and declared the disputed area as a buffer zone. Disputed areas like the Galwan Valley disputed area, the controversial area on the Pangong Shaw Lakes, then the hot spring areas, the Demchok and Depsang valleys. So by announcing this area as a buffer zone and approval of patrolling by both sides, both the country have disengaged their troops, removed their troops and maintain peace. So that is the line of actual control agreement. So after agreeing this agreement, Modi and Xi, now there is a possibility to have a bilateral meeting. But I will talk about the ongoing BRICS summit. Before going to the schedule of BRICS summit and what is happening, what will be going in the BRICS summit, I will discuss very little about what is BRICS country, BRICS. So, what is BRICS? BRICS stand for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. These are the main country in the BRICS. The group started in 2006 and Brazil, Russia, India and China convened for the first BRICS summit in 2009. South Africa joined a year later. Means founded by the first four countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, was called BRIC, and in 2006, first meeting in 2009 in Russia. South Africa joined in 2010. After that, it is called as BRICS. Next, the aim of the alliance is to challenge the economic and political monopoly of the West. This is the most important thing. This is the fundamental theme, fundamental issue of BRICS. What? Challenge the economic and political monopoly of the West. West means US and Europe. Political monopoly, economic monopoly, then sanction, war against the monopolism of West countries. That is the main theme of BRICS. The group, now one thing is very important in this BRICS summit, because it is hosted by Russia, means Russian President Putin will be present in the meeting. Iran is also invited, means Iran will be present in the meeting, means both Russia-Ukraine war and Israel-Iran war will be discussed in this summit. The group sets priorities and has discussion once every year during the summit, which members take turn hosting. This summit is 16th BRICS summit in Russia. 15th BRICS summit in 2023 was organized in South Africa. 14th BRICS summit was organized by China. In 2023, means previous year, that was organized in South Africa. BRICS extended invitation to include Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia and UAE. After these countries applied for membership. So this country also applied for membership. Means BRICS is expanding. This country also applied for membership. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran and Saudi Arabia. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran and Saudi Arabia and UAE. Saudi Arabia has yet to formally join, but the others have. Means Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran and UAE already joined the BRICS summit as a BRICS member, but Saudi Arabia still not joined. Okay, because Saudi Arabia is a good friend of US. An invitation was extended to Argentina at the same time, but the South American country turned it down after President Javier Milei, elected in December, campaigned on the promise that he would bolster ties with the West. So Argentina decided that they will have a tie with the West. That's why they did not accept the invitation of BRICS. Now, who is attending the BRICS summit 2024? Leaders of BRICS member countries, including Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Chinese President Xi Jinping, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa are attending the summit. They are the member countries, main countries. Now, in addition, UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah El Sisi, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed have also all landed in Kazan for the summit. Leaders of several other countries that have shown an interest in deepening ties with BRICS are also participating, including Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh. Turkey and Vietnam are not member, but still their Prime Minister present in this meeting. Now, what about Brazil? Brazil is a founder country. Brazil President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva cancelled his trip. Means Brazil is a member of BRICS, but Argentina decided to go with the West. Okay. Brazil President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva cancelled his trip to Russia after suffering a head injury in a fall at home on October 19. Minister of Foreign Affairs Mauro Vieira will now represent the country. Now, interestingly, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres is also attending. Okay, now Russia-Ukraine war is going on. United Nations officially condemned the attack, but United Nations Secretary General attending the meeting on the invitation of Putin, obviously, and is expected to meet Putin on Thursday. On Monday, Ukraine's Ministry of Foreign Affairs criticized Guterres, saying that while he did not accept invitation to attend a Ukraine-backed peace summit in Switzerland in June, he did, however, accept the invitation to Kazan from war criminal Putin. Means Ukraine is accused that the UN Secretary General did not accept the invitation of Ukraine, but accept the invitation of Putin. That is the irony. Okay. What is on the summit's agenda? What is the agenda? Now, what is the theme of this year BRICS summit? I will show you. Theme. The summit themed strengthening multilateralism for just global development and security. Okay. This is the theme. Now, what is the agenda? Main agenda, I am always talking that main agenda is how to challenge the Western, how to challenge against the Western sanction, the Western monopoly. Okay, how to overcome the use of dollar, US dollar, and how to use trading, how to trade by using local currencies, okay, like Indian rupees, Russian ruble. Okay, so these are the main things which may be discussed. Now, what is the agenda? The central theme is unites BRICS member is there. The central theme that unites BRICS member is there. Disillusionment with Western-led institution of global governance, especially when it comes to the economy. That is the main part. How to disillusionment of Western-led institution. How to get rid of the Western monopoly, Western sanction. Because you know, after the Russia-Ukraine war, several Russian banks cannot trade in dollar because sanction, US sanction. The sanction imposed on Russia after 2022 full-scale invasion of Ukraine have spooked many global South nations, worried that the West could weaponize tools of global finance against them. Means if you not listen to US may impose sanction on you also. Though South nations like India, China, African nations are worried about that. Now this is very important. To that end, BRICS partner want to reduce their dependence on the US dollar. Still we are heavily dependent on US dollar for foreign trade. Okay, but always the BRICS country wanted to get rid of their dependence on US dollar. And the SWIFT system, now the important thing is SWIFT system. What is SWIFT system? SWIFT is the system, banking system through which two countries can trade in US dollar. So the countries have to pass through US SWIFT system, otherwise they cannot trade. Okay, so SWIFT system and international messaging network for financial transaction that Russian bank were cut off from 2022. Now what is SWIFT? I'll show you. This is the SWIFT system. This is the sending institution like suppose Indian bank, and receiving institution like suppose Russian bank. So India is purchasing Russian oil and India want to send money to Russia. So India has to pass through the SWIFT network. Okay, SWIFT network like outgoing transaction. If SWIFT allowed, this system allowed, then simultaneously transaction delivered. Transaction will be delivered. If SWIFT not allowed, then it will go to this system. Transaction is copied. Sanction portal. This is the sanction. If Russia has a sanction by US, then the money will be go back, okay, through this green line to Indian bank. Transaction abort notification. Decision to deliver false or abort transaction. Okay, so India cannot send US dollar to Russia through SWIFT network system. Okay, now currently 7 Russian banks are under US sanction. So Russia cannot use that 7 bank for foreign trade. US, the European Union and UK have blocked at least 7 Russian banks from accessing the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication SWIFT. Okay. Now India is also using the SWIFT system for foreign trade. Like I have an example. Donation in foreign currency can be made to PM Cares account in State Bank of India, New Delhi main branch. This is the account number, IFSC code. SWIFT code is this. So Indian bank also have to must be used SWIFT system for foreign trade. Okay, but the main funda of BRICS summit is how to develop a BRICS currency, their own currency, so that a common currency can be used for foreign trade. In 2023 last year, Lula, means Brazil president, proposed a trading currency for BRICS member, but experts have cautioned that any such initiative might be riddled with challenge. In August, India's Minister of External Affairs S. Jaishankar also expressed skepticism about how realistic a BRICS currency might be. Instead, BRICS members are now working on using their national currencies like Russian ruble, Indian rupees, Chinese yuan more for bilateral trade to insulate them from currency fluctuation and cut their dependence on the dollar. China now has an alternate to the SWIFT payment system, and through this alternate system they are buying Russian gas, though limited in use, but very limited in use. Okay, so this is about the BRICS summit. Now come to main point about our Prime Minister's schedule. So our Prime Minister yesterday reached Kazan in Russia and warmly welcomed by Russian authority as well as the Indian diaspora. I will show you some beautiful video.
आकाश गूंजे गूंजे जहान सारा काज़ान में मोदी भारत माता की
So, next the thing happened that meeting with world greatest, one of the greatest leader, two greatest leader, Modi and Putin. They have also sit for a diplomatic meeting. And what was the discussion? I will show you in this meeting.
ऐतिहासिक बहुत शहर है जो वोल्गा नदी के किनारे पर स्थित है। मुझे याद है कि हमारे जुलाई की मुलाकात की याद है जब हमारे बहुत अच्छे चर्चा हुई बहुत विषयों पर। इसके बीच हम टेलीफोन पर कई बार हमने बात की। कज़ान आने का आमंत्रण स्वीकार करने के लिए मैं आपका बहुत आभारी हूँ। तो आज हम ब्रिक्स शिखर सम्मेलन के उद्घाटन सेरेमनी में भाग लेंगे और उसके बाद डिनर के समय हम भी बात करेंगे दूसरे नेताओं के साथ। आज आने वाले ब्रिक्स के दौरान समिट के दौरान हमें कई बहुत महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय पर पूरा करना चाहिए। तो एक बार फिर कज़ान में आपका स्वागत है।
В Казани мы должны принять целый ряд решений по совершенствованию деятельности объединения.
ब्रिक्स की कार्रवाई को सुधारने के लिए हमको कई अहम डिसीजन लेना पड़ेगा।
И очень ценим наше взаимодействие на этом направлении, имея в виду, что наши государства стояли у истоков создания объединения.
विवेक आप गए नहीं?
सर वो
हम रूस और भारत के बीच जो सहयोग चल रहा है हम वो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मानते हैं। ख़ासतौर पर ये बात मान में रखते हुए कि भारत और रूस ये ब्रिक्स के मूल सदस्य देश है।
Российско-индийские отношения носят характер особо привилегированного стратегического партнерства и продолжают активно развиваться.
रूस और भारत के बीच स्पेशल एंड प्रिविलेज स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप है और ये रिश्ते बढ़ते जाते हैं।
Укрепляется взаимодействие по линии законодательных органов.
पार्लियामेंट के बीच जो संपर्क है वो भी बढ़ते हैं।
Наши министры иностранных дел в постоянном контакте находятся.
हमारे विदेश मंत्री संपर्क में रहते हैं।
В хорошем состоянии находится товарооборот.
हमारा व्यापार भी आगे चलता है।
И очередное заседание межправкомиссии намечено на 12 ноября в Нью-Дели.
और 12 दिसंबर को नई दिल्ली में अंतर सरकारी आयोग की अगली बैठक होने वाली है।
Последовательно развиваются крупные проекты.
हमारी बड़ी परियोजनाएं लगातार विकसित हो रहे हैं।
И мы приветствуем ваше решение открыть в Казани Генеральное консульство Индии.
और जो आपने कज़ान में भारत का कौंसल जनरल खोलने का निर्णय लिया, हम इसका स्वागत करते हैं।
Расширение дипломатического присутствия Индии в России будет способствовать дальнейшему развитию двухсторонних отношений.
भारत के कूटनीतिक उपस्थिति से हमारे सहयोग को फायदा मिलेगा।
Уважаемый господин премьер-министр, мы очень рады видеть вас и всю вашу представительную команду в России.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, हम आपको और आपकी प्रतिनिधि मंडल रूस में देखने से हमको बड़ी खुशी है।
एक्सेलेंसी, मैं आपकी मित्रता, गर्मजोशी भरे स्वागत और आतिथ्य सत्कार के लिए हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। मेरे लिए खुशी की बात है कि ब्रिक्स समिट के लिए कजान जैसे खूबसूरत शहर में आने का अवसर मिला है। इस शहर के साथ भारत के गहरे और ऐतिहासिक संबंध रहे हैं। कजान में भारत के नए कॉन्सुलेट के खुलने से ये संबंध और मजबूत होंगे।
Passagens a partir de R$19,99. Compre já em flixbus.com.br ou no aplicativo.
Ваше Превосходительство, в первую очередь позвольте от всей души поблагодарить вас за вашу дружбу, за теплое и радушное гостеприимство. Отрадно, что мне посчастливилось, что я приехал в Казань, в такой прекрасный город, для того, чтобы участвовать в саммите БРИКС. Индия имеет глубокие исторические связи с этим городом. И после того, как откроется генконсульство Индии, в этом городе наши отношения еще крепнут.
एक्सेलेंसी, पिछले 3 महीनों में मेरा 2 बार रूस आना हमारे करीबी समन्वय और गहरी मित्रता को दर्शाता है। जुलाई में मॉस्को में हुई हमारी एनुअल समिट से हर क्षेत्र में हमारे सहयोग को बल मिला है।
Ваше Превосходительство, это мой второй визит в Россию за последние 3 месяца, и это свидетельствует о тесной координации и крепкой дружбе между нашими странами. В июле в Москве, как вы правильно упомянули, мы провели двусторонний саммит, и благодаря нашим дискуссиям наше сотрудничество во всех областях укрепилось.
एक्सेलेंसी, पिछले 1 वर्ष में ब्रिक्स की सफल अध्यक्षता के लिए मैं आपको बधाई देता हूं। 15 वर्षों में ब्रिक्स ने अपनी एक विशेष पहचान बनाई है और अब विश्व के अनेक देश इससे जुड़ना चाहते हैं। कल मैं ब्रिक्स समिट में भाग लेने के लिए उत्सुक हूं।
Ваше Превосходительство, вы успешно руководите объединением БРИКС с начала года. За это я хотел бы вас поздравить. За последние 15 лет своего существования наше объединение БРИКС создало для себя особую личность, и сегодня многие страны мира хотят присоединиться к нашему объединению. Я с нетерпением жду наших дискуссий в рамках БРИКС завтра.
एक्सेलेंसी, रूस और यूक्रेन के बीच चल रहे संघर्ष के विषय पर हम लगातार संपर्क में रहे हैं। जैसा मैंने पहले भी कहा है, हमारा मानना है कि समस्याओं का समाधान शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से ही होना चाहिए। शांति और स्थिरता की जल्द से जल्द बहाली का हम पूरी तरह समर्थन करते हैं। हमारे सभी प्रयास मानवता को प्रमुखता देते हैं। आने वाले समय में भी भारत हर संभव सहयोग देने के लिए तैयार है। एक्सेलेंसी, आज इन सभी विषयों पर विचार साझा करने का एक और महत्वपूर्ण अवसर है। एक बार फिर बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Ваше Превосходительство, по поводу продолжающегося конфликта между Россией и Украиной мы регулярно находимся в контакте. Как я сказал и раньше, мы считаем, что проблемы должны решаться мирными способами, и мы полностью поддерживаем скорейшее установление мира и стабильности. Во всех наших усилиях мы даем приоритетное значение человечеству, и мы готовы оказать любое возможное содействие и в будущем. Ваше Превосходительство, сегодня у нас будет возможность поговорить по всем этим вопросам. Еще раз хотел бы вас поблагодарить.
Спасибо.
Okay. So these are the they discussed about Russia-Ukraine war. There is a discuss about opening a consulate, Indian consulate in Kazan. Okay. So these are the topics they have discussed before the final BRICS meeting today. Now, after this diplomatic meeting with Putin, Prime Minister go for a bilateral meeting, okay, with Iranian president. I will show you. Bilateral meeting with Iranian president, and what are the topic of discussion? Prime Minister meets with President of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Prime Minister congratulated Dr. Masoud Pezeshkian on his election as the 9th President of the Islamic Republic of Iran. He also welcomed Iran in the BRICS family. The two leaders reviewed bilateral relations and discussed ways to further strengthen cooperation in various fields, noting that the signing of the long-term contract of Chabahar port is an important milestone in bilateral relations. The two leaders reaffirmed its significance for reconstruction and redevelopment of Afghanistan and enhanced trade and economic linkage with Central Asia. So what they discussed about trade, how trade can be easily done in the Central Asia by using Iran. Okay, Iran is a corridor for the Central Asia. Next, they discussed about Chabahar port. So India is developing Chabahar port in Iran, and they discussed obviously about redevelopment of Afghanistan. This is the topic of discussion. Now I will tell you something about Chabahar port, why it is so significant for India. Now, look, this is the map. This is Indian border. Now it is Pakistan, and this is Pakistan border. It is Afghanistan, and then it is Afghanistan border. This is Iran. Iran. Now Chabahar port located in Iran but developed by India. Some portion of Chabahar port is developed and used by Indian port. Okay, and India also developing this rail link from Chabahar to Zahedan. Why? Now Pakistan has their Gwadar port and Karachi port, which is used by China also. So India cannot use Pakistan's port. So how they will link Central Asia through Iran? So that's why to trade in Central Asia, India is developing Chabahar port, so that from Kandla and Mumbai, maritime connection can be easily. Okay, that is the thing about Chabahar port. The bilateral agreement between India and Iran gives India the right to develop two berths of the Chabahar port. Two berths. India will develop two berths of Chabahar port as agreed in 2015 and allows them to be operated for 10 years. Now, which company has the right to develop and use for 10 years? India Ports Global. The name of the company is India Ports Global, which is a joint venture between Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust and Kandla Port Trust in partnership with Iran's Area Banadir. Okay. So this is about yesterday's BRICS summit. Now today BRICS summit is going on. Our Prime Minister has also a lecture in the BRICS summit. Now I will discuss about this tomorrow. But one thing I want to discuss with you that is also important for UPSC. In sideline of BRICS summit, another news that is this: Russian submarine UFA docks at Kochi port receive warm welcome by Indian Navy. Now, at the sideline of BRICS summit, Russian submarine UFA reaches Kochi port in Kerala. This is the picture of the UFA submarine. In a significant development, the Russian submarine UFA docked at the Kochi port in Kerala on Tuesday and was given warm welcome by Indian Navy. Now, what is the purpose of that docking? Maybe some naval drills, joint exercise with Indian Navy, maybe refueling, some maintenance work. Okay, this may be the reason. The information and pictures of the warm welcome was shared by Defense Public Relation Officer. The docking of Russian submarine at Indian coast coincide with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 2-day visit to Kazan, Russia for the 16th BRICS summit. Now, this is not the first time Russia ships have arrived in Kochi. In August, Russian warship including missile cruiser Varyak and the frigate Marshal Shaposhnikov from the Russian Pacific Fleet docked at Kochi during their long distance mission. Now, not only Russian Navy ship but also Indian Navy ship also docked Russian port when in July the Indian Navy also participated in Russia's Navy Day celebration in St. Petersburg. The frontline frigate INS Tabor from the Indian Navy Western Fleet took part in the 328th Navy Day Maritime Parade, further strengthening the robust defense ties between the two nations. That time Russian Navy also warm welcome to the Indian warship. Now I will show you two pictures. This is the picture of Russian submarine Ufa and this is the picture of our fleet INS Tabor. Okay. Next, go to next news. This is Kartarpur Corridor, India-Pak renew pact for another 5 years. What is the news about? Where is Kartarpur Corridor? Why India and Pak renew pact? So Kartarpur Corridor is located between India and Pakistan border. Through this corridor, Indian Sikh pilgrim can enter into Pakistan without visa free corridor, and can come back from Pakistan without visa. Okay, now I will go deep into this news. Kartarpur Corridor, India Pakistan renew pact for another 5 years. So tomorrow means 24th October, the previous pact ended. So already both countries agree to renew the pact for another 5 years, means 24th October 2029. The 4-kilometer long Kartarpur Corridor provides visa-free access to Indian Sikh pilgrims to visit Gurudwara Darbar Sahib. What is the name of the Gurudwara? Gurudwara Darbar Sahib, the final resting place of Sikhism founder Guru Nanak Dev. Very holy place for the Sikh community. Guru Nanak Dev final resting place at Gurudwara Darbar Sahib, which is located at Kartarpur, which is located at Pakistan. And Indian pilgrim have a visa-free access. Less than a week after, our External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar visited Islamabad and met Pakistan Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif and Deputy Prime Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar. India and Pakistan on Tuesday agreed to renew their pact on the Kartarpur Sahib corridor for another 5 years. The pact was due to lapse on October 24. So that is the benefit of our foreign trip. So our Foreign Minister Jaishankar visited Islamabad last week and finalized the deal, and finally both Pakistan and India renew their pact for another 5 years. Okay. It has been agreed between India and Pakistan through diplomatic channels to extend the validity of the agreement on Sri Kartarpur Sahib corridor for a further period of 5 years. Okay. The agreement signed on October 24, 2019 to facilitate the visit of pilgrims from India to Gurudwara Darbar Sahib Kartarpur, Narwal. So where it is placed in Narwal, Pakistan through the Kartarpur Sahib corridor was valid for a period of 5 years. It said extension of the validity of the agreement will ensure uninterrupted operation. But one thing is very disturbing that in view of the continued request of the pilgrim regarding their removal of $20, means Pakistan is levying a $20 from the pilgrim removal of $20 service charge levied by Pakistan per pilgrim per visit. India has once again urged Pakistan to not levy any fees on the pilgrim. So for visit in the Pakistan government charging a $20 service charge. India requested stop this thing. Okay. Now I will show you the location of this corridor. Look, this is India, this is Pakistan, and this is the black line is the border. And I will show you. Look, this is the Kartarpur Corridor. Okay. This is the border and this is the Kartarpur Corridor. Through this corridor, a corridor passes over the Ravi River also, and finally this is the place of the Gurudwara. Okay, this is the Gurudwara. I will show you another map. Look, this red color is the India-Pakistan border. So from India up to Pakistan, from India inside Pakistan on the bank of Ravi River, this Gurudwara is situated, a very holy place for the Sikh community. This is the picture of the Gurudwara. What is the name of the Gurudwara? That is Gurudwara Darbar Sahib, Kartarpur, Narwal, Pakistan. Gurudwara Darbar Sahib, Kartarpur. This is the news. Next disturbing news is hockey to wrestling. Commonwealth Games drops 9 sport, dents India's medal hope. So without a valid reason, without a concrete reason, Commonwealth Games Authority simply remove 9 sport on which there is a 100% probability that India can clinch a medal. What are the 9 sport? I will tell you. Six of the 12 disciplines in which India won a medal at 2022 Commonwealth Games, contributing 37 out of total 61 medals, have been dropped from the 2026 edition. It was announced Tuesday. What are the game? For the 2026 Commonwealth Games, which will be held in Glasgow, Scotland, badminton, cricket, hockey, squash, table tennis and wrestling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 removed. And from the previous edition like 2022 Birmingham, from that shooting and archery, okay, already removed from the previous edition, and in this edition badminton, cricket, hockey, squash, table tennis, wrestling also eliminated. So there is no hope that India will get enough medal, because this is the strong point where India can clinch medal. Now which sport are included, which sport present in this Commonwealth Games? That sport which the European countries are good, okay, like cycling. Now the 2026 edition featuring only 10 sport in a Commonwealth game, roughly 3000 athletes, will take place from July 23 to August 2. Glasgow will be CWG light. It is not CWG, it will be a CWG light. Since the previous edition in Birmingham had a 19 sport, previous edition it has 19 sport and 5000 athletes. Here 10 sport, 3000 athletes. Now what is the reason? Budget, sponsorship, budget cut, and another reason is not enough ground. Now what are the sports that is played in the Commonwealth game? Athletics and para-athletics, boxing, bowls, para bowls, swimming, para-swimming, artistic gymnastic, track cycling, para-track cycling, netball, weightlifting, para-powerlifting, judo, 3x3 basketball, 3x3 wheelchair basketball. So low budget games are present. Originally, the Australian state was scheduled to host the 2026 edition before it pulled out. Australia pulled out, citing huge cost. With Glasgow operating on an extremely tight budget, The organizers choose to restrict the games to just 4 venue, only 4 venue. In a way, the Glasgow Commonwealth Games will also set a new trend where the sport program has been finalized based on the venues available rather than choosing the sport first, then building a venue. So how much the venue available? 4 venue available. So go with the sport where 4 venue can be used. Okay, no venue, no sport. This is their plan. Next important news is Adani Group's Ambuja buys Orient Cement as consolidation intensify. So currently in India there are 2 cement giant. One is Adani's Ambuja, another is Aditya Birla Group's Ultratech. Both are cement giant. Both are capturing other small cement company one by one. So Adani's Ambuja Cement acquires Orient Cement for rupees 8,100 crore from CK Birla. CK Birla and Aditya Birla are 2 different. Consolidating its position in the cement sector, Adani Group. One second. Okay. Adani Group's Ambuja Cement on Tuesday announced the signing of a binding agreement for the acquisition of Orient Cement at an equity value of 8,100 crore from CK Birla Group. Okay. Now, the latest Adani moves is set to intensify the competition between Adani and Aditya Birla Group for supremacy in cement sector. Ultratech Cement of Aditya Birla Group recently acquired 32.72% stake of India Cement. So Ultratech, Aditya Birla Ultratech is buying stocks from India Cement. Adani's Ambuja is buying stocks from CK Orient Cement. Now, how much will be their capacity, current capacity? By acquiring Orient Cement Limited, Ambuja is poised to reach 100 million ton per annum. So currently their capacity is 100 million ton per annum. Capacity in fiscal year 25. And what is Aditya Birla Ultratech's capacity? Ultratech cement capacity is 146 million ton per annum. Okay, so this is the super giant. They become super giant. Next good news is IMF retains India growth estimate for fiscal year 25 at 7%. Means International Monetary Fund recently published an article, and the name of the article is World Economic Outlook. Every month actually they published. In this month, in October, for the October, they are saying that India's GDP for fiscal year 2025, India's GDP growth will be 7%. I will show you. This is International Monetary Fund World Economic Outlook 2024 October. Okay, so advanced economy where? Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, so what IMF is saying that for United States 2024 the GDP will be, I'm zooming in, for USA GDP for 2024 will be 2.8 and 2025 2.2, very low. But remember, USA is a very large economy, so growth of 2.8 is very high. Okay, what about Japan? Growth will be 0.3 and 1.1 for 24-25. What about China? In 2024 4.8, 2025 4.5. What about India? 7% in 2024, 6.5 in 2025. Okay, so I think in this list highest GDP will be for India. Highest GDP will be for India, 7%. That's a very good news. Okay, so this is the IMF publication. Okay, so these are the important news I have discussed from today's newspaper. If you like my discussion, please like the video or subscribe my channel. Thank you.